Hey class, let me start this presentation by asking a show of hands who has ever talked themselves through a math problem, a chemistry equation, or any other subject that are comprehensive, that you had to find a solution by going step by step, whether it is in your mind and or thinking out loud. I see everybody raise their hands. Well, I hope everybody did because our presentation would not make sense then. Just kidding. We all at one point have tried to solve problems in our daily tasks by using existing knowledge to make new meaning of new information. And that technique is called self-explanation.
The main purpose of this monogram is to develop evidence-based recommendations for teachers and students about utilizing the different learning techniques that are available. The authors wrote this article to recommend educational changes that will have a sensible chance of improving student learning and achievement.
Self-explanation can enhance learning by supporting the integration of new information with existing prior knowledge. The core component of self-explanation involves having students explain some aspect of their processing during learning.
Self-explanation is effective when accompanied by either direct instruction or discovery learning. Self-explanation effects are significantly diminished when learners could access explanations, presumably because learners made minimal attempts to answer the explanatory prompts before consulting the provided information.
Self-explanation effects have been shown with both younger and older learners. Several studies have reported self-explanation effects with kindergartners, and other studies have shown effects for elementary school students, middle school students, and high school students in an effective technique, but further work is needed to establish the generality of self-explanation effects of the different regions of students.
One of the strengths of the self-explanation literature is that effects have been shown not only across different materials within a task domain, but also across several different task domains. Most of the research on self-explanation has involved procedural or problem-solving tasks, and several studies have also shown self-explanation effects for learning from text. Self-explanation is broadly applicable.
Given the range of tasks and domains in which self-explanation has been studied, self-explanation effects have been shown on a wide range of criterion measures. Some studies have shown self-explanation effects on standard measures of memory, and some studies involving text learning. Self-explanation facilitates an impressive range of learning outcomes.
There were two studies that were done because of the concern of the strength of the evidence that self-explanation will enhance learning in educational context. In both studies, the group that practiced self-explanation had better test performance than the controlled group. An outstanding issue concerns the time and demands associated with self-explanation and the extent to which self-explanation effects may have been due to increased time on task.
May require more instruction to successfully implement self-explanation. It is clear that further research is needed to establish credibility provided by self-explanation before strong prescriptive conclusions can be made.
We rate self-explanation as having moderate utility. Self-explanation effects have been shown across an impressive age range and also have been shown across an impressive range of learning outcomes, including various measures of memory, comprehension, and transfer.
Under strengths, further work is needed to explore the extent to which these effects depend on learners' knowledge and/or ability level.
Overall, the technique self-explanation has more positive effect than a negative one because the utility is moderate. Most of the other techniques are at a low and questionable on most attributes.